It might seem strange that an American would share their thoughts on what Europe might be like in 2050. I know you're probably thinking that. But I would still like to participate in this contest because we are an international community, and what happens to Europe in the future will have an impact on my country. I have to admit, though, as an American, as you might guess, it's a stereotype, that I have to know more about history and politics in Europe to comment on this. But, being an American, be that as it may, while growing up and living in Florida, I came into contact with international people from Europe. And the cultural differences in those that I had met had a profound effect on me. It gave me an appreciation and a curious mind about people with cultural backgrounds different than my own. And I strove to reach out to them through friendship and learn as much as I could. I continued on this journey, actually, when I moved to France in the year 2014 to pursue a doctorate degree in astrophysics. I lived there for 3 years in the city of Nice, where I came into contact with people from all over the world that I probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet if I had stayed in America. I don't know if this is because France has more open diplomacy with other countries compared to the United States. Could be, but it did seem that there was more diversity in the worldview and the kinds of people that I would meet while living in France compared to the United States. I realized quite pleasantly that this is kind of the norm in Europe. Maybe it's just my perception, but I found that in most other European countries that I visited, that this increased level of diversity was kind of the normal situation. And I know that it's disconcerting what we see sometimes in the news about how foreigners are treated, but it seemed overall that there was more appreciation and respect for other people's differences compared to what I had experienced growing up in the United States. For the future, my hope is that Europe will grow in this way in 2050, that includes this kind of inclusiveness will continue to grow so that everyone living in Europe will feel connected as a part of an international community with the common goal of this brotherhood. And so to me, as an American looking from the outside in, that Europe represents the potential that can be reached when we embrace all these differences as assets and opportunities for enhancing our growth as a society, economically and scientifically. I think society benefits as a whole when you allow its inhabitants, regardless of their origin, to have this opportunity to reach their highest potential, regardless of their origin. And I think Europe is going in that direction. And it will get better in the future as time goes on. My personal experience as a scientist working with international collaborations, I've come to realize that expertise has no borders, and people with a wide variety of backgrounds can add a lot because of that fact. The success of international collaborations such as the Large Hadron Collider at CERN and the Gaia star mapping spacecraft are both evidence of this. It's very international collaborations. People from all over the world work on these things. And I personally know that in my work, my scientific work, that I've benefited a lot from this kind of international collaboration. Therefore, my imagination of a future Europe is one where society actively encourages this kind of inclusion and allows individuals to be uplifted regardless of their origin. I think that we're kind of on the verge of this new era of growth, and I think the future is bright for Europe. And so for 2050 Europe, that's my imagination. That's my imagining. That's my hopes and dreams. So I hope you enjoyed this little spiel of mine.